So we're gonna replace the transmission fluid on our 19 Cayman manual transmission. So our implementations of destruction for today is some 1/2 inch stuff, just to have some fun. We have 10 millimeter and we have a new drain plug. I will reuse the fill port, our torque wrench, our preset at 20 foot-pounds of torque. And I will tell you this, so Porsche changes their numbers quite often. So this is what I had left over from the old, and I went to the dealership and bought some new, and it had black caps and it had a different part number. So I'll put down here the part number. So with that, always make sure and double check, quadruple check, because I was about to put some PDK fluid in my manual transmission and cause a catastrophic issue. So do your own research. I, again, bought this from the dealership because I did not want to have any issues at all. And come to find out, I almost had a huge issue. Also as well, brand new, clean pump to pump from the quart into the transmission, or transaxle, if you will. And I bought a new one and using a new one so that I cannot contaminate this fluid in any way, shape, or form. And the $10 purchase for this is well worth the cost of this oil. This oil is over $200. So with that, let's get to it. So if you guys remember from my previous videos, this is my Ghetto Fabulous Arrow. Did have a question on that. Someone asked me what the part number was. So if you want to Google the part number, there you have it. I cleaned it off. It's not a GT3 like it was advertised. It's actually a Cayman part number, and that's why it fits so well. So that's what we have. To start any drain procedure, pretty much on anything that you're gonna drain, the very first thing you wanna do is remove and or loosen the fill port cap, screw, fastener, what have you. So that way, if you take and drain whatever it is you're draining, which in this case is our manual transmission, you will always be able to fill the damn thing back up if for some reason the fill port is seized up. So that's 10 millimeter. I'll put my 10 millimeter socket on there, crack that torque, just get a little air in the threads there to allow it to drain better. And I'll show you the drain port. The drain port is super duper straightforward. You do not have to take off the cross beam support or the structure. You can get right in there. Again, 10 millimeter socket. It will make a little mess as it drains, but at least Porsche gave us the drain hole there. Sorry for my lighting. The drain hole within the structure to allow it to come out. So again, fill port first, crack the torque, and then open this guy up and let it roll. Now that we have the transmission drained, what I wanted to show you was the new and or different pump assembly that I bought. It has this great little grabber here to go into the fill port, so it's hands-free. The last one I used did not have this little plastic adapter to it. So literally take the cap off, put it in, tighten it up, and just start banging away, and it'll fill it up like magic. It's really not a big deal. I use a stand up underneath the car, the way that I have it lifted right now, just literally right next to me. No fuss, no muss. Those little grabbers on the end of that hose worked like a rock star. Last time I did it, I had an open hose and had to hold it with my hand. Those little grabbers are awesome. Literally all I have to do is pump until it starts to come out the port there. Again, don't get crazy with it. You want to do it while it's level. You have to do this while the car is level, just like draining your fluid off the engine oil. You should do it while it's level, or you're not going to drain all the oil, and you're not going to get a proper refill. So you'll over or underfill. So it's important to do it while it's level. And let's get to it. So we know it's going to take at least 2.5. So we'll get cautious when we get past the 2.5 mark, so that we don't overflow it and make a big mess on the garage floor. So let's go. Well, we're right at the fill part, so topped off. So what I wanted to do was show you what it looks like when you know it's topped off. So also, if you're doing this and you see air bubbles going in and it's like cavitating at the bottom of a bottle and it's empty, do not worry. Inducing bubbles here is not like inducing it at the brake line. It'll be fine. It'll vent itself out. So here I'm gonna do a little pump. You should see some bubbles moving. And look at the bottom, there's the bubbles. Now look at the bottom, 6 o'clock position of the fill. It already came out once on me, and I did rotate the wheels around, try to exercise the transmission. I'm getting close to the bottom of this. Wow, that's interesting. So you can see all the bubbles going in. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Yep. All right. We gotta change bottles. Okay, so let's try this again. And I'm gonna gently turn the wheels around using my foot just to turn the opposite wheel, just for giggles. I don't know if it really means a hill of beans or not, but I know I already had some come out just a second ago. I really want to show you what it looks like when there it comes, there she is. And there she's full. There she's full. All right, so that's what it looks like. You don't want to make a huge mess, and that will drip, and it already is. Let me clean that up. So my train of thought here, the fill port plug that I took off was the previous drain. And so I did buy, you guys saw, the new drain plug. So the old fill port one was so over torqued and stretched that I used the old drain plug as the new fill port. So I'm going to torque it properly, again, per my manual, which, oh, by the way, I got through AEG members, Alpha Echo Golf members, and I'll put a link to that and explain that momentarily. So at the end of the video, it was a great little online manual. So and I'll explain it later. So with that, let me get this torqued and we'll talk.